Titans, what's going on? It's your time to shine. So today we have a Titan Void support build that's going to make the endgame easier for you and your team, whether you intend to use this build in a Master or Grandmaster activity. Now, this build, it's designed for endgame content, so you want to use it in those things like a Master Nightfall whilst with a team. If you're wanting to play solo or do easy activities, then this build is not for you, because this is your Titans Void Ursa build, updated for Season of the Lost or Season 15, and this thing is going to support your team like crazy. Now guys, this video is of course sponsored by my boys over at Awaya, so as always, if you want some cheap silver, then be sure to check out their website below and use my code DIVIDE at checkout for a discount. And now Guardians, be sure to drop a rating, comment and sub if you haven't already to show your awesome support, and now let's start. So this is going to be a fairly shorter video than the usual ones we have on the channel, as there's not really too much to get into and it's a fairly basic build. But I will mention as always that if you do like these videos and you want to see more like this, then the playlist to the full collection of builds is below. And while you're there, be sure to leave a comment and thumbs up, as it really does help me out. Now firstly, I'm going to point out that the background gameplay here is one of the hardest Nightfalls in the game, the Corrupted, but whilst also playing 20 under the recommended power level. So yeah, this was kind of a challenge, which is why we got a build like this to make it much easier. So your super is going to protect you and your team, create a stupid amount of orbs for your team in which they'll get their super more often, and make ad clearing much faster and smoother. And you'll also get half of your super straight back right after using it, in which you'll then just go pick up those orbs generated by your team super if there are any, to top off the rest of your energy that you need. Now where or when you'd use this build is pretty straightforward. Use it only when there's either a lot of incoming damage, or you have a lot of ads nearby that look like they're just going to tear you apart. So you'll just pop it out, and guys, don't take this the wrong way by the way, but once it's out, you'll get your team behind you to clear up any enemies, and once it's over, they should be ready to use their super, and if you use the build effectively, you'll be able to chain those supers with your team. This works really well with Wells, or any ad clearing supers where they can get their super fast too, because once your super runs out, you're going to get up to 50% of that energy straight back. So the loadout, there is no requirement, but you should use something to A, deal with champions, and B, deal with match game shields. But as you'll be with a team, you should be able to easily adjust to what's needed. For the meta this season, we have particle deconstruction and fusion rifles. These are a great start, so for the build and for the Corrupted Nightfall, we'll be running an Overload kinetic bow, the Null Composure Void fusion rifle, and the 1000 Voices exotic fusion rifle, which you can get from the Last Wish raid. Now I would adjust the fusion rifle in your energy to match the correct shields you need. So if you need arc, then plug 1 is a great arc fusion, or this one right here for solar. And of course, if you've got barriers, swap out your bow to an auto rifle, but you do have a team, right? So work it out together, as you don't need to cover everything yourself. For the subclass, we are running a Void Sentinel Middle Tree Banner Shield, which gives you a shield that protects your allies, and allies that shoot through it will have increased weapon damage, and Guardian allies will make it last longer. Now the exotic we're using with this is the Ursus, because this wouldn't be a Banner Shield build without Ursus, right? So this exotic will allow you to move faster while guarding with Sentinel Shield, and the guarded damage converts to super energy when the super ends, which does give you that 50% of your super back in difficult activities where you have a lot going on. You should always get that 50% back, then you just need to top up the rest with generated orbs from your allies, which is great to pair with Well of Radiance builds that have Phoenix Protocol. So for the helmet mods, we have Shield Break Charge to become Charge Light when breaking matching shields, along with Double Fusion Ammo Finder mods for a special and heavy weapon. For the Gauntlets, we have our champion mods that you may need. For the Corrupted Nightfall, that is going to be an Unstoppable Fusion and an Overload Bow. Then for the chest, we have Taken Charge to become Charge Light when picking up orbs, along with Concussive Dampener to resist more incoming splash damage from enemies, as well as our Fusion Rifle Reserve mod to hold more ammo. Moving on to the legs though, we have Protective Light. This is to gain significant damage resistance against combatants when your shields are destroyed, consuming all stacks of Charger Light. And with this, we do have Better Already to start regenerating our health when picking up orbs, great in endgame content, along with our Fusion Rifle Scavenger mod. Now finally for the class, we have Special Finisher, although I'd only recommend using this as a last resort, but alongside this, use Particle Deconstruction to weaken enemies with Fusion Rifles, the current crazy meta go-to mod for Season of the Lost right now. Now you can use Aeon Safe to support your allies if you don't have Ursas, although it'd no longer be a Banner Shield build at this point, and you may as well just run Weapons of Light. But this thing with Sector of Insight is stupidly OP for endgame, as when you finish a champion, you'll generate heavy ammo for your entire team. So you can actually make heavy ammo profit from this, although you won't get any yourself. But this exotic is a build for another day. But moving on, the stat I'd max out is Recovery to regenerate that health faster. This here is the artifact setup, but guys, this build is your go-to if you're struggling with Master or Grandmaster Nightfalls, or anything that seems stupidly hard or impossible, then this is and always has been the go-to setup. But this is your updated Ursa build for Season 15. Always a great build to use to make life much easier. So guys, that is all for this quick updated PvE Titan build in 2021 for Destiny 2 Season 15. Next, you guys should go check out the playlist for more builds like this, as I cover new and updated ones every week here on the channel. But for now, as always guys, take care, give this one a try, let me know how it plays for you, and I'll catch you all very soon for the next one this weekend. Because Hunters, you're next.